Meneldur was the son of Tar-Elendil, the fourth king of Númenor. He was the king's third child, for he had two sisters, named Silmarien and Isilme. The elder of these was wedded to Elendil of Andúnië, and their son was Valandil, Lord of Andúnië, from whom came long after the lines of the kings of Gondor and Arnor in Middle-earth. Today, we narrate the life and story of Silmarien, the princess of Númenor. Silmarien is born in 521 of the Second Age, in the kingdom of Númenor, the most powerful of the realms of men in all their history. Her father is Tar-Elendil, the fourth king of Númenor. Silmarien is descended from Elros Tar-Minyatur, the first king of Númenor and brother of Elrond, and thus she claims high Númenórean descent mixed with Elvish ancestry. Her name is Quenya, meaning maiden garlanded with shining light. Silmarien is the eldest child of King Tar-Elendil, having two younger siblings, Isilme, a sister, and Meneldur, a brother. While living in Númenor, she bears the Elendilmir upon her brow, a star-shaped white gem set upon a mithril fillet. This gem will become a sign of royalty in Númenor. Although Silmarien is the eldest child of the king, she cannot succeed her father as Queen of Númenor, as the law that exists during that time in the realm indicates that only a male descendant may inherit the scepter of Númenor. This law of succession will be altered centuries later, long after the birth of Silmarien. I omitted two notes concerning the Lords of Andúnië. The second refers to the following words: being descended from Silmarien, daughter of Tar-Elendil, the fourth king, and in their line the scepter would indeed have descended, had the law been in his day as it was later made. For when Taran-Kalime became the first ruling queen, being the only child of Tar-Aldarion, the sixth king, the law was made that the oldest child of the king, whether man or woman, should receive the scepter and the kingly authority. But Silmarien was older than her brother, Meneldur, who succeeded Tar-Elendil. Thus, when her father surrenders the scepter, instead of it passing to Silmarien, it is her younger brother, Meneldur, who receives it, becoming the fifth king of Númenor. Although Silmarien cannot succeed her father as the ruler of Númenor, Tar-Elendil gives her with a valuable heirloom, which until then belonged to the kings of Númenor. This heirloom is the Ring of Barahir, which was given centuries ago by King Finrod Felagund of the Noldor, brother of Galadriel, to Barahir, an ancestor of the Númenóreans, and would pass on through many generations to Elros Tar-Minyatur, the first king of Númenor, and through the royal line to Silmarien. Sometime during her life, Silmarien weds Elatan, a nobleman who lives in the city of Andúnië. Together they have a son named Valandil. After the birth of Silmarien's son, Tar-Elendil creates the royal title of the Lord of Andúnië for his grandson, and thus Silmarien becomes the link of the Lords of Andúnië to the royal house of Númenor. Highest in honor after the house of the kings were the Lords of Andúnië, for they were of the line of Elros, being descended from Silmarien, daughter of Tar-Elendil, the fourth king of Númenor, and these lords were loyal to the kings and revered them, and the Lord of Andúnië was ever among the chief counselors of the scepter. The Lords of Andúnië, being of the line of Elros through Silmarien, take names in Quenya, as does no other house, save the kings. This title will be inherited by Silmarien's descendants for many generations, until the time of Amandil, the father of Elendil the Tall, ancestor of Aragorn. The fourth king of Númenor was Tar-Elendil. From his daughter Silmarien came the line of the Lords of Andúnië, of whom Amandil the Faithful was the last. Elendil the Tall was the son of Amandil. His sons were Isildur and Anarion. Silmarien is the ancestors of many important and well-known characters of the Legendarium, some of which include Elendil, Isildur, and Aragorn himself. During the drowning of Númenor, an event which takes place thousands of years after the time of Silmarien, although the line of the kings then ends, her heirs, the Lords of Andúnië, lead the faithful to Middle-earth, and they found their realms in exile, the kingdoms of Arnor and Gondor, preserving the bloodline of Elros in the process. Silmarien's Elendilmir becomes a sign of royalty in the North Kingdom of Arnor, but is lost with Isildur during the early years of the Third Age. For this reason, a second Elendilmir is made, which is borne by the kings of Arnor. Silmarien's Elendilmir is found again millennia later, after the War of the Ring, by King Elessar. Next to it lay a treasure without price, long mourned as lost forever, the Elendilmir itself, the white star of elvish crystal upon a fillet of mithril that had descended from Silmarien to Elendil and had been taken by him as the token of royalty in the North Kingdom. Although many of the heirlooms of the kings of Númenor are lost in the downfall of the realm, the Ring of Barahir passes from Silmarien to her descendants and survives the drowning of Númenor. Other heirlooms there were beside the Ring of Barahir, the great axe of Tuor, father of Eärendil, and the bow of Bregor of the house of Beor. Only the Ring of Barahir, father of Bear and One-Hand, survived the downfall, for it was given by Tar-Elendil to his daughter, Silmarien, and was preserved in the house of the Lords of Andúnië, of whom the last was Elendil the Faithful, who fled from the wrack of Númenor to Middle-earth. Approximately 3,000 years later, this ring will pass to the great hero of the War of the Ring, Aragorn Elessar, and will be worn by Arwen Undomiel, his beloved. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one on My Govanen, Namarie.